Today I will briefly explain the movie Saiyaara. It's a movie that will make even good-hearted people cry. Saiyaara had so much hype and amazing ratings that this movie made 100 crore rupees in business in just 4 days. If you want to understand this interesting romantic movie, then watch the full video. The story revolves around a young woman from Mumbai named Vani Batra who loved writing poetry and shairi. When Vani finishes college, she decides to marry her senior friend Mahesh Iyer, whom she loved. They both apply for a court marriage. When the wedding day arrives, Vani reaches the court with her family. But Mahesh does not come there. He calls Vani and says he has fallen in love with someone else, so he cannot go through with the marriage. But the truth was, Mahesh, tempted by the daughter of a wealthy man, chose her instead, married her, and became the owner of a company. Hearing this news, Vani faints and falls into deep depression because she truly loved Mahesh and the breakup shattered her mentally. 6 months pass like this. Vani gives up all her work and hobbies and stays quietly at home feeling hopeless. However, her parents console her a lot, encourage her to return to a normal life, and ask her to take a job to ease her pain a little. Then, after much struggle, she stepped outside the house and applied for a writing job at a social media company. On the day of the interview, when she went to the office, she met a young man named Krish Kapoor. Krish was a musician and singer. He sang beautifully and made amazing music. But Krish had a very short temper and could never tolerate injustice. Krish and his friends had a band called Josh. Everyone else in the band played instruments, while Krish composed the music and was the lead singer. In their group, there was a rich guy named Cleo, whose father owned a recording studio, and the Josh band recorded all their songs there. One day, one of their songs became a hit, and Cleo's father asked a social media company to write an article about that song. But the people in the company, in the article, praised only Cleo, leaving out the other members. This made Krish angry, so he went to that company and gave the article writer a bit of a beating. At this time, Krish meets Bani, and he sees her diary, where Vani wrote her poems and shairi. Krish likes Bani's writing, and then he leaves from there. His friends get angry because of this incident, so Krish, in anger, leaves his band and friends. Only one friend, KB, stays with him. He managed the band. After that, Krish performs a solo show, and that show becomes a big hit. Because of this, KB brings him an offer. A popular singer named Prince wanted a new kind of song. For this, he called many young band members to his office. Krish goes there, and coincidentally Bani also comes to the same place because she had come to give an interview for Prince. There, Krish creates a song from one of Vani's diary poems, which Prince likes very much. Then Krish and Vani together make a deal with Prince, in which they will jointly create a song for Prince, and in return Prince will give them money and promotion. This deal is finalized. But the problem arises here. Due to her depression, Vani had torn half the page of that poem, and now she cannot remember those lines. On top of that, she was very depressed. Vani couldn't write anything new at that time. Then Krish takes her out for a while, trying to make her happy. Because of this, Vani slowly starts to forget her sadness and her creativity returns. Then, she finishes the incomplete poem, which Krish turns into a wonderful song. Everything was going well, but just then, a chapter from Krish's past surfaces in front of Vani that had made him hard and rough inside and still caused him pain. Actually, Krish's mother died when he was a child, and his father became addicted to alcohol out of grief. As a result, Krish's childhood was very tough. Even now, his father causes trouble due to his addiction, and because of this, the police often scold Krish for not being able to manage his father. One day Krish got angry, shouted at his father, and distanced himself from everyone. Then Vani finds him and says, just like he was there for her, she now wants to be there for him. Because of this, Krish agrees and forgives his father, then takes him along with Vani to admit him to an alcohol rehab center. But the rehab center fees were very high, so for the money, Krish gave the full copyright of the new song he was creating in collaboration with Prince to Prince. As a result, he got a lot of money but had no personal credit, and his dream of becoming a star remained unfulfilled. During this time, Vani and Krish fall in love with each other. So Vani reunites Krish with his old Josh band friends.
She also joins the band herself and starts writing new songs for them, which Krish and his band sing to become very popular.
But one day, Vani's family sees her with Krish, and they become afraid that another guy will spend time with their daughter and then leave her later. Because of this, Vani's mother scolds her a lot to prevent her from falling into the complications of love and depression again. Hearing all this, Vani becomes terrified and faints, after which she is rushed to the hospital, but not much is understood there. So the doctors advise her to see a neurologist, a specialist in brain disorders. Meanwhile, Krish has to travel to another city for work. Upon arriving there, many fans surround him because his songs have now gone viral everywhere. Due to this popularity, the Josh Band is signed by a big company. Because of this success, Krish credits Vani because she not only wrote good songs, but also helped him overcome his weaknesses, shaped him into a better person, and loved him. On the other hand, when Vani gets her brain tested, it is found that she is suffering from Alzheimer's disease, a type of memory loss, which usually affects elderly people, but very rarely occurs in young people as well. And this disease in Vani has developed from the deep emotional trauma caused by her broken marriage. At first, she starts forgetting small things, but now the problem is worsening, and she is beginning to forget major events too.
In the future, she will get confused between past and present. There is no permanent cure for this disease, and doctors say one day Vani will forget herself and everyone, which causes her great pain. Later, when Krish returns to Mumbai, Vani wants to tell him about her illness but doesn't get the chance, so she hides the truth to keep Krish focused on his work. Then, suddenly, the person responsible for Vani's broken marriage, Mahesh Iyer, returns to her life. Actually, Mahesh is now working on a project with Vani's social media company. Seeing him awakens Vani's old memories again, which worsens her condition and causes her to forget many things. One day, when Krish is leaving for a show in another city, Vani attends a party hosted by Mahesh on behalf of her company. At the party, Vani loses her memory and mentally slips back into the past. She believes she is about to marry Mahesh again, so she starts talking about that. But Mahesh thinks she's joking and laughs at her. Angered, Vani creates a scene at the party and is asked to leave. However, her phone and bag are left behind there. Later, when Krish calls her, a party staff tells him about Vani's behavior. Hearing this, Krish cancels his flight and rushes to her. He finds her medical report in her bag and learns about her illness. Meanwhile, Vani was alone in a distant field. She was beginning to realize what mistake she had made at the party. Krish arrives there and tells Vani to stay away so her career doesn't get ruined because of him. But Krish doesn't take Vani's illness lightly. He wants to stay with her no matter what happens. Then, Krish and Vani's parents take her to the neurologist who had explained how the disease can be somewhat controlled. For that, Vani needs to be kept in a different environment, away from stress, with medication and a healthy routine. Vani's parents think of taking her away somewhere for 2 months. But Krish decides to take this responsibility himself, because now Vani's parents have started trusting him. Then, Krish cancels all his shows and takes Vani to a beach house far from the city. They both enjoy some peaceful days there. But Krish's band needed him, so Vani encourages him to restart his work. One day, Krish goes to a concert and Vani accompanies him. Mahesh Iyer is also there as the show's sponsor. When Krish goes on stage and Vani meets Mahesh, Vani slips back into her past memories. Mahesh, unaware of her illness, thinks Vani still likes him. So, he tries to take advantage and takes Vani to a room. Meanwhile, when Krish can't find Vani anywhere, he leaves his show and comes to that room and severely beats Mahesh. But Vani is still lost in her past and doesn't recognize Krish. When she sees Krish hurting Mahesh, she gets furious and stabs Krish with a knife. Krish manages to calm her down and takes her back to the beach house. The next day, when Vani regains consciousness, she has no memory of what she did. Krish composes a song from his pain and tells Vani that it's for a friend whose lover is leaving far away. Vani says she will write lyrics for the music, hoping the friend's lover will return after hearing it. Then Krish leaves and goes to his friends, telling them he's quitting the band because he wants to stay with Vani and take care of her. His friends get angry, but Krish doesn't change his mind. He returns to the beach house, but finds that Vani is nowhere to be found, neither at home nor anywhere in the city. She had gone somewhere alone. Before leaving, Vani had written a song for Krish called Saiyaara, which means a lone wandering star. Seeing the poem, Krish remembers Vani's words that if he makes the song, his friend's girlfriend might come back, so Krish decides to complete the song. He reunites with his friends, they create Saiyaara, and spread it everywhere so Vani can hear it and return. The song goes viral. Krish becomes a superstar, but he is not happy because Vani still hasn't come back. Krish vows to sing this song all over the world until Vani returns. A year passes, but there's still no sign of Vani. One day, Krish and his friends go to London for their biggest show. At the stadium, reels based on their songs start playing on the big screen. In one of the reels, they see Vani, which surprises Krish and everyone. After some searching, they find out the reel was from Manali. Because of this, Krish cancels his show and goes alone to Manali. He asks around about that reel and reaches a women's ashram. The receptionist tells him that Vani has been living there for a year and her memory has greatly declined. However, Vani had written a letter for Krish long ago. In that letter, she expressed regret for attacking Krish due to the misunderstanding caused by Mahesh. She felt very sorry and thought her illness was ruining Krish's life. So she left everything behind and came alone to Manali so Krish could succeed from afar. But Vani hoped that one day he would find her and come there. When her memory was still somewhat good, she wrote a letter for Krish.
After reading the letter, Krish meets Vani at the ashram. He takes her to a field away from the ashram where they revisit their old memories and habits. Seeing this, all of Vani's memories return and they reunite. Later, Krish takes her back to Mumbai where she receives treatment and a special routine is made to help her remember things. Then they get married and Krish takes her to his London show where they share their success story with the world. Friends, this was the explanation of the movie Saiyaara. If you like the video, don't forget to like and share. For more interesting videos, subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon so you get our videos on time.